So it's even worse than I thought last night. As it turns out, I had said on the first video, 2 cops in the fire department walked in the therapist. And before, let me introduce you to the therapist, okay? And I told you this was coming, Edwina. So don't pearl clutch. Want to ignore it? Want to ignore me? Told you this was coming, Edwina. This is Dr. The only time I will call her Dr. Edwina Bell. I didn't know they gave medical licenses at the University of Phoenix online, but obviously they do. Obviously they do. This is the grifter. This is the woman, Edwina, who won't even talk to me, won't even tell me what was said. Now I know why she's being held, at least. Suicidal ideation, they can't explain that, but we'll get to that. Mom. And I told you on the message, Edwina, I know what you think. I know why you think it. DEI therapy. DEI therapy. When the queen bee becomes a therapist for all my longtime subscribers, and especially for my black female subscribers, which is the majority. It's a good portion. It's a good portion of my channel, Edwina. Black women and mental health. Dr. Edwina F. Bell. Girl, you're not alone. Edwina, let me give you a little bit of, I'll give you some free advice that I give to most of the black women that write into me. Stop competing with your mother. Stop letting her control your life. You're never going to be good enough for her. Ever. Ever. How many times, Edwina? How many times the competition? How many times did she accuse you of being a slut, flirting with your father or her boyfriends, or how many other times? How many, Edwina? The problem with Baker acting is these people have a lot of power to do it. And unless you can prove some kind of malicious intent, it's really, really hard, to really make anything stick. So what I have to do is make your name, your toxic, your online footprint, Edwina, so toxic by telling the truth about what you have done, by sending her, my wife, to this horrible facility that I just got off the phone. Boy, are they... Keep it up, people. Keep it up. They don't like it. They don't like being held accountable. So let me explain what happened when Edwina here Baker acted Eufri, and her name is Eufri. Eufri. I thought the fire department came with an ambulance. No. Police came, walked her out into the fucking parking lot, handcuffed her behind her back in front of everybody, and put her in the back of the patrol car. Oh yeah. That's how you let somebody be treated who you think is going through some kind of problem and has suicidal ideations. You fucking traumatize them, you DEI hire moron. I'm going to take all of your black clients, Edwina. I'm going to make your name You're going to just be having to pull base heads off the street just to talk to anybody. I told you that already. I told you that already. Edwina. She's off today. Her office is closed today. But if you want to give her a call at this number and just like, why did you do this to Eufri? And let her know. Because she is trying to become some kind of a social media, trying to make some kind of social media footprint here, going on these, I don't know what this is. This guy's got, I don't want to dump on him. He's got 78 subscribers. Do what you want to do. You know, do what you want to do.
Maintain the schedule for her as much as possible.
I know this woman without having ever even spoken to her. I know what she thinks. I know why she thinks it. Every woman is competition for her because she can't stop competing with her mother. She can't. Because her mother told her she wasn't good enough. She was ugly. She thought she was better because she was light-skinned. Her hair, she was a slut. She was flirting with her father, flirting with her boyfriend, flirting with this, flirting with that. I know who you are, Edwina. And you replay, and then you go, I guess, University of Phoenix Online, or maybe Apex Tech is giving out. Doctor degrees now, medical degrees now. Every woman, you're incompetent. I know who you are. Gee, I hope nobody goes on Amazon. Mom, moments of mindfulness. Like, you are so basic. That's why nobody watched what you did online. Nobody cares. Because you're basic. Huh, 4.8. I hope nobody reviews your book, Edwina. So I call the main number of this place, Henderson again. Okay, this number, 9. Talk to the receptionist. She's like, I talked to you yesterday. They were seeing, I guess, what was going on Facebook. They had like the managing director call me, like, we're going to get to the bottom. They're like, don't yell. I have both calls recorded, by the way. I'm not going to because Florida's weird with them. And Mary, I got you on. I got you. Okay. And what it turns out is, because, they're saying they're holding her for suicidal ideation until she has to talk to somebody. And again, they don't like the word kidnapped. And I'll tell you the other word they don't like, money. Because once I started telling, I'm like, she's like, the social media thing doesn't help. I'm like, yes, it does. See, you guys always will say what doesn't help, what actually does help, because you want to do stuff under the cover of darkness. And that's how you get away with this. You can't, and I kept trying to hammer this in. I think it was kind of getting through to her. You can't do that with me. You can only push this so far. And I will do to Henderson Behavioral Health the same thing I'm going to do to Edwina. I'm going to make your online profile and your name so toxic. I'm going to go after all your donors. You will not receive another donor. They didn't like that. They didn't like that. Leave our donors alone. Money isn't the thing. I'm like, oh no? Well, let me ask you this. Is this free? What's going on? Who's paying for this? Oh, well, that depends. On what? Oh, well, whether she has insurance or not. So if she has insurance, insurance pays. I'm like, okay. And if she doesn't, oh, the county pays. Oh, the county pays. So you get paid either way. What a racket. And the longer she stays, the more you collect, right? This isn't about money, sir. This isn't about, oh, yes, it is. Oh, listen, I've been interrogating people. I interrogated people long enough to know where the pressure points are and how to talk. And these people, they're dumb. And that's the other, they're dumb. They're dumb people that are given a script to try to get you off the phone as quickly as possible. They're dumb. They're not used to this. This is new media. And for those of you who are saying to call the media, call the news, they're useless. They're not going to do that. Don't mean it. This is the media. We're the media. I got 32,000 subscribers, okay? Like this woman is like trying to talk to like 20 clients, these people. Whatever this service does. You know, this is South Florida. You got friggin' people shitting themselves, kicking, punching, throwing, rolling around. They're not bothered on the street. My wife goes in for a disability evaluation and she gets Baker acted. How convenient. I'm not letting this go. Henderson, Edwina, this whole, and I understand it might take time. It's going to take time. And it's just going to just keep going and go. I'm going to go after all your donors. Look at this shit. Why are they taking money from disabled veterans? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Why is disabled veterans giving them $2,000? It's not about money. It's not about money. Meanwhile, your whole page is you begging for money. And they're like, I'm ending this phone call. Like, run. You can run. And I told her, you can go. Run. You can't hide. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from this. This is the new world. And it's a world I know you're trying. It's obvious from this, Edwina, you're trying to get into. But you can't, and you won't. I know why you did this. It roots back to your mother. The same fight, competition, and all you're doing is projecting it on your mother. Okay, because you won't deal with your own cluster B personality disorder, Edwina. And these places, these not-for-profit, or they're run by sociopaths, all of them. No different than your AAs or your pet adoptions, or is it anything that gives people power over other people is just a magnet for these sociopaths, for societal narcissism, for these people who have been destroying society for 50, 60 years. You're the bad guys. You're the bad guys, Henderson. You're the bad guy, Edwina. You're the toxicity the world has to avoid. It's you. And you know that. It's 10:30. I haven't heard from. They're saying she can get to the phone anytime she wants. That's bullshit. She was bawling to me last night. Bawling to me. So, thank you to everybody who's been putting the pressure on. I'm begging you to please continue to put the pressure on. Expose these people. Expose them all. Call them. Email them, leave comments. Don't threaten them. No violence, nothing like that. Nothing like that. No doxing, and I mean this sincerely. No doxing, no personal information, no home information, no children, none of that. None of that. I don't need that. That's what weak people do. I'm going to destroy them with the truth. I'm going to destroy them with their own hubris, because they think they can get away with it, because normally they can. Wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong time. I just wish I wasn't under some kind of algorithm restriction that I could get to all my subscribers. But 10 days, I think it's going to loosen up a lot. Henderson, you want to talk? Edwina, you want to talk? You got my number. Better let her out. You better, because it's going to continue. This is going to continue, and if I'm telling you, if she's not out by 3 o'clock today, I'm telling you, if she's not out by 3 o'clock today, this will be my mission. Like, I blame Edwina more than I'm blaming Henderson right now, because it's so incompetently run. Like I'm going after Edwina's. Your career's done. You're done. You're done. And it might not happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen. Might not happen right away. But it's going to happen, Edwina. I promise you. I'm a dog with a bone. I'm going to find out how many people you Baker acted. I'm going to find out. I already saw where you went to college for real. No, I have no idea. I have no idea. What did they let you? Did they let you take the SAT in crayon? Is that how you got in there? I'll find out where you graduated. I'll find out like how you even got involved in the state. Like how this, like, because this is on also the Florida Department of Health, that they would even co-opt to this woman. I mean, go Google her. Look at the office. I mean, if you saw the complex that her office is in, like you think you're gonna get shot. Therapy for black girls. Well, I'm going to take a lot of your clients. I'm going to find your clients and I'm going to take them. Okay? Because I promise you I have helped way more black women than you ever could in 10 lifetimes. In 20 lifetimes, Edwina. Deal with your mother. Deal with your mother. And I'm being nice. And believe it or not, I'm being nicer than what I want to say to you. Because if I really wanted to hurt you, I'd say, like, you'll never be as good as your mother. You'll never be as good as your mother, Edwina. And everything she said about you was 100% right. And that's the real reason. That's the real reason you do what you do and you did what you did. And when you put your head on your pillow at night, doesn't matter how many kids, your spouse, husband, don't matter. You're still a loser in her eyes and always will be. If I wanted to be mean. Whoo! So if you guys want to ask Edwina where my wife is, why she did what she did, Henderson, keep asking them on their Facebook, their Twitter. Call them, ask them. Because they really don't like it, which means they want it to stop. And they're like, oh, it's not helping. Oh, it's helping. It's helping. Because I wouldn't have gotten this far if I hadn't. So. The thing I did, I did forget to mention, the other one I have to figure out is plantation police, because that's who actually did this to her. And when I found this out from her, I called the non-emergency number in plantation. I talked to the dispatcher. I'm like, what is your Baker Act policy? And I explained what happened. And she was like, that sounds like, So she went, and then she went back, and she's like, let me take your name and number. I'm going to try to have the officer call you. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm like, I didn't think. Okay, here's Officer Dumbass. Tend to, yeah, it was me. And I'm like, that's plantation police policy to do that. I'm like, okay. I get that. Like, I get that since, and I told him, I'm like, because again, he started with the don't yell. I'm like, listen, bro. like, listen. And I dropped it because, and I've explained this. I was part of NYPD when I worked in the city. Okay, because we're SPOs. I'm like, I'm ex-NYPD. Don't give me your bullshit. Okay? He goes, well, there was nobody out. I'm like, okay, so your stupid policy, which is it's stupid, okay? First of all, I got that. Why did you take her out to the parking lot to do it? Because you were in a private office. When you contacted her, she wasn't violent. She had no idea this was coming. Why did you take her out to the fucking parking lot to do it? Dead silent. I'm like, exactly. He goes, well, there was nobody out there. I'm like, I didn't ask you that question. I'm like, how long you been on this job? How long you been? Less than 3. Of course it's less than 3 years. Want to know how I know that, dummy? And how I know you'll never make detective, dummy? Because you never offer up information that you weren't asked, you moron. It's an easy tell. Because I already know there were people out there. You were fucking trying to show out in front of that chick with the tight ass that Charlie saw her. Like, admit it. I'm like, come on, just admit to me. Admit to me you were looking good. You saw her out there with the tight ass that's what happened. Come on. No, sir. No. Then why did you bring her out? I'm like, I got you. It's department policy. And then he was like, I'm not the one who Baker acted. I'm like, I know you're not the one. I'll deal with the Baker Act with the psychologist. My deal with you is I want to know why she was handcuffed behind her back and put in a police car instead of and you told me that's policy. Okay, I got that. Why was she brought out to the parking lot for you to do it in front of everybody and humiliate her? Why? Silence again. Exactly. And that's why you're in trouble. And I told, I'm like, preserve your documents, write up your ROI, or your whatever you call it, your report of incident, your ROI, your AIC, whatever you call it down here. And I will. I know. I'm not. Like, look. I'm like, I'm done talking to you. I'm like, how do you think I knew you were on this job less than 3 years? I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So I found that out. Like, I haven't slept all night. Like, I haven't been away from this girl in 17. Like, I feel like whatever you guys can do is greatly appreciated. You're so worried about her well-being, and you put her through that. You let her be taken. Like, if you're gonna do it. And like, but you let the cop take her out to the parking lot, Edwina, to be humiliated. Don't tell me you're fucking out for her best interest. You DEI hire Queen Bee. I'm going to ruin your business. I'm going to ruin your reputation with the truth. And that's how it's going to be. And I know that this is I'm going to find out how every friggin' person you Baker acted, how much money was paid by it's just such a scam. And what's heartbreaking to me is like, there's so many crazy people that need to be taken off the street. That's too difficult. No. Well, let's go after the 130-pound fucking woman who's injured with a disc in her neck and half her face still partially paralyzed. Oh, you. Then you can't get. And then if you get mad and yell, then it's like, oh, you're scaring them. You're scaring me. Please, whatever you can do, please. Whether it's Edwina, her book. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. All right, everybody. Wish us luck. Hopefully we'll have some good news soon.